Ma had always trusted herself in the wilderness. She grew up on mountain trails, learning the language of the forest, but this time, she pushed too far. Deep in the Granite Ridge Reserve, drawn by an untouched valley, she stepped off the path. The air was pure pine and wet leaves. The silence was absolute. She stepped over a fallen log, and the ground simply gave way. She tumbled down a slope, a chaotic blur of rocks, roots, and branches, before slamming into the base of a ravine. Her backpack, her water, her phone gone. By the time she stood, bruised and dizzy, the sun was already low. The valley walls were steep, the air growing cold. And worst of all, the forest was completely unfamiliar. She took a breath. Okay. Survive the night. Find the river, move tomorrow. With only the clothes on her back, she gathered dry leaves and moss, curling into a hollow beneath a cedar's roots, praying for a gentle night. It wasn't. A distant roar woke her. Not an animal water. She limped toward the sound, her body aching with every step. Finally, she broke through the undergrowth to a wide, fast-moving river. She drank until her throat stopped burning, washed the grime from her face, and for a moment felt human again. Then the sky darkened. Clouds rolled over the mountains like spilled ink, thunder cracked, and the wind tore through the trees. Mara scrambled to build a crude shelter, nest leaning branches against a boulder, layering them with ferns. The rain hit like thrown gravel, soaking her instantly. She tried desperately to start a fire, her palms blistering from the friction, but the downpour devoured the smoke. A lightning strike nearby lit the forest bright as day. Shivering uncontrollably, she whispered into the storm, "Just make it to morning." The next day, hunger was a gnawing beast. She foraged along the riverbank for cattail roots and bitter greens. She crushed insects for protein, trying not to think about home. Then she saw it. A paw print. Huge. Fresh. A bear. The forest went silent. A low huff, a rustle of something large, and it emerged from the bushes, nose twitching in her direction. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Slowly, so slowly, she raised a branch lit from a smoldering ember she'd nurtured that morning. The flame was weak, but it was fire. The bear took a step, stopped, its eyes reflecting the orange glow. It snorted, turned, and vanished back into the woods. Only then did Mara collapse, realizing how close she'd come. She adapted. She built a better shelter, insulated with leaves and mud. She sharpened stakes into spears. She learned the forest's secrets. Squirrels led her to nuts. Birds warned of predators. The wind carried scents. That evening, she speared her first fish. As she ate it, she cried not from sadness, but from pure raw victory. That night, the forest grew tense. Long, sharp howls echoed through the trees, closing in. Wolves, their yellow eyes glinted just beyond her campfire. She fed the flames until they roared, a wall of light between her and the circling pack. One wolf crept forward, teeth bared. Mara grabbed a burning log and slammed it against a rock, sending a shower of sparks outward. The pack flinched, and their leader backed away. Soon, they melted back into the shadows. Sunrise brought another, more violent storm. Wind screamed. Branches snapped. A deep rumble shook the ground a landslide. Mud and debris rushed down the opposite bank. Mara ran, diving behind a boulder as the earth roared past, swallowing the forest floor. When silence returned, she saw the truth, too. The forest was alive, dangerous, and unforgiving. But it was also magnificent. On the 7th day, the storm passed. Sunlight streamed through the clouds. Mara followed the river to a rocky clearing and climbed the tallest boulder. Nothing. Then, a distant, mechanical sound. A helicopter. She tore a piece of her shirt, tied it to a branch, and waved it frantically. She lit a bundle of dry grass, sending a column of smoke into the sky. The helicopter circled, slowed, and descended. As the rescuers lifted her to safety, she looked down at the valley that had nearly claimed her. She whispered, "Thank you," not because she wanted to stay, but because she would never forget the weak nature remade her. Thanks for watching.